Hey, welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome to Your Plain Donuts. It's the greatest podcast ever to live on the internet.
Yes. If you are 12 plus, I'm your co-host Alicia.
And I'm your co-host Steve. Enjoy the show. We've begun.
We have started. Hello, it's Your Plain Donuts. This is Alicia.
And this is Steve. We're your co-hosts.
And we both like bacon, I think.
I do like bacon a
Okay.
lot, actually. Probably more than I should. I'm going to have to go to the doctor eventually someday for something.
Someday.
And they'll be like, you should eat less bacon. And I'll be like, I'm never coming back here.
Did you even go to medical school, bro?
Do you
And
even
he'll
medical
say,
school, bro?
Yeah, for several years. You're like, oh, okay. And it's
I'm gonna go
be
to
awkward.
I'm gonna go to Plain Donuts. Right now, in fact. Stop trying to sell me insights, Facebook.
Yeah. Hey, if you're listening and you're one of our friends, we would really, really appreciate it and love it if you liked us, if you shared our podcast, if you subscribed anywhere, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just kidding, we do not have Instagram. We talked about that last time, I think, about what we would put on Instagram.
Yeah, we
if
did.
had, but then we never made one. So only when we're really, really established with a steady 50 followers will we do that.
The 50th follower, we will begin doing whatever Alicia just said. I'm distracted because I'm about to post something on Facebook. Sorry.
We should do a giveaway. Maybe that's how we can get people to listen to us. Like, hey, if you comment and if you're if you happen to be the 50th random person who likes our podcast, we'll send you a free white elephant gift.
Oh, yes, white elephant gift. I have one of those from an old white elephant party. It's a bowling ball. I'm not sending a bowling ball in the mail, though, so...
That would be kind of expensive, actually, like, because it's by weight, right? So
yeah.
It'd be like a 12 pounds or 10 pounds. I'm not judging the size of your bowling ball, Steve. Whatever size you choose to have.
Bowling ball size matters.
Hashtag bowling balls matter.
Bowling balls matter. Hey, so we both just came back from trips. Alicia went to Scotland and came back 4 days ago or so.
Yes. With a cold, so I apologize. My voice is a little...
She brought them European diseases with her.
Brought the mad cow with me. Fun fact.
I gave it to you over here.
Thanks, King Henry VIII.
Oh, jeez. Henry VIII is back again.
So when swine flu first came to the U.S., and I don't know how else to describe that, and there was that outbreak in New York, I was one of those people that got swine flu in New York. So
really?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
It was awful amazing, because I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, that's me. When it says, like, the 55 people who have swine flu, I'm one of those people. So, yeah, it was cool.
Oh, man, what a word. Thanks. Okay, so I'm posting right now on Facebook. I know you guys love to hear about us posting on social media with a post that says, hey, we're recording now, so comment here for a shout out or with your juiciest confession. And I didn't want to repeat the word confession, so now my shared thing is going to say, go comment for a shout out or with a torrid divulgence.
Ooh. Someone's busting out the thesaurus.
I did bust out the Google thesaurus for that one.
I actually really like using the thesaurus for emails. I feel like you can only say the word urgent so many times before people are like, oh, this isn't urgent anymore. So if you like say in a timely or whatever, thesaurus word, they're like, oh yeah, definitely. For sure.
Right now.
In this room.
Present. Okay.
Presence. Yeah, so you were in Colorado.
Yeah, I went to Colorado for the weekend. Shout out to somebody who didn't ask for it, my dad, and also his twin brother, my Uncle Frank, who, by the way, I am both of their middle names, and I'm the middle child.
Ooh.
So Stephen Phillip, and my dad is Fred Stephen, and my uncle is Frank Phillip, and I'm the middleest one.
Frank Phillip, what a name. Frank Phillip.
I know. And like if you think about my name, it's very like Stephen Phillip, you know, like it's,
or is it Stefan?
I guess people call me Stefan sometimes.
Oh.
One time I asked a girl, like, how many Stefans do you actually know? And she's like, a few. And I was like,
A few?
Really? And apparently that's like a more common thing now with like the cool kid names or whatever.
Like the hipster way to say things. Like people will say Alicia, which is, I know that's a common way to pronounce the way my name is spelled.
Does it make you angry?
Not really, because I never really understood the anger people had towards, you know, when you go to Starbucks and they ask for your name and they write on the cup and like, oh, it's spelled wrong. Like, do you know how many ways there are to spell different names? Like, I can think of at least 5 ways to spell Alicia, and so they're just picking 1 out of 5 and hoping that they can land on something. So why be mad at this poor Starbucks employee that is having a hard time with names, you know? And now they have people who are naming their kids like Kyle, but it's like Kyeal, like extra vowels.
Yeah, Kyle.
L-E, or whatever.
Right, sure.
So you have that situation going on. So, you know, moral of the story, be nice to your Starbucks barista. They don't know how to spell your name. They probably don't care how to spell your name. So just pick up your drink and go home.
Okay, so on Twitter, I'm using a different method of getting people to comment. This is a tutorial about social media with Plain Donuts Podcast. This one is saying, at us, or use hashtag Plain Donuts for shout-outs or with your juiciest confession.
Ooh.
Oh, it's going to be so good when people give us juicy confessions.
Yes. I love the confessions that we had last time. We had some pretty good confessions.
Oh, we had a really good confession last time. It's true.
So I really appreciaed that. Thanks
Yeah.
for those anonymous and non-anonymous confessions. We appreciate those.
Anonymous.
Anonymousness.
This is going really good places.
This is great.
Okay.
Steve, I had a question for you, but I forgot. It must have not been that important. Or was it that important? I don't know. You know, I'm thinking about doing a shout out for someone, even though they probably don't listen to this podcast.
I did that with my dad already.
Yeah. So, shout out to our friend Jeremy, mutual friend of ours.
He definitely has listened to one.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. Jeremy, if you're listening, happy belated birthday. If you know Jeremy, his favorite things are glitter and his dog. Riz Khalifa. We talked about Riz.
That's right.
Riz before Khalifa. On the podcast, so it's a great dog.
Really good.
Really good dog.
I don't know why I said it like that.
It's like a
kind of racist. But I didn't.
It sounded like Count Dracula to me. So
that's Transylvanian racist.
Sorry for all our Transylvanian listeners.
Oh no, guys!
We offended.
Seriously, you're so offended. My cousin listens to our podcast, and she said a shout out, even though you didn't ask. She said, I love listening to your podcast. It's like I'm with you. And I'm like, great. I don't know if that's a compliment. Just kidding. But then she said, you should stop apologizing so much when you say like slightly insensitive things. And I was like, you should hear me talk in regular life because it's a constant stream of apologies.
Yeah. Steve apologized earlier, I think, for providing me tissues, even though he didn't mean to intentionally provide me tissues, which I thought was kind of funny. So thanks for the tissues, Steve.
Oh,
you don't have to apologize. So welcome. You don't have to apologize to me for those.
You're so welcome.
Anyways, we've made our social post.
I meant to do that before we started.
That's okay. We'll see what happens, you know?
Yeah, well, and it's not even like I meant to do it before we started to like gain comments or whatever. I just meant to do it before we started because I didn't want to do it like fake on air or whatever.
Fake on air. So if you ever... We're very transparent here at your Plain Donuts. We definitely do not have all these things lined up in advance.
That's true. Well, we're trying to get better at like planning and like doing a better job.
Yeah.
So,
but we're idea people, so we'll get there.
I'm an idea man, Jim.
You're a loose cannon, Callahan. I've always just really wanted to say someone's a loose cannon. You
just did it. Now you're going to be famous for your loose cannon quote.
Oh, yeah. I've always wanted a thing. You know how people have their things? Some people have like a phrase they say a lot.
Yeah.
So
see, and that's why I can't stop apologizing, because like
that's your thing,
people
Steve.
know me as the guy that apologizes all the time.
Hey, remember that time Steve got you like a box of donuts and then apologized that there were only 2 chocolate ones? That's classic Steve.
It's terrible. It's like terribly accurate, and I really feel uncomfortable right now. Because I'm like, I would do that. I would apologize. I'd be like, I know you love chocolate. There's only 2 in there. I didn't control what they put in the box. I'm sorry. Should have gone to Voodoo Donuts in Portland. Shout out!
Hey, we're looking for sponsorships too, so
yeah, hook us up, VD.
VD.
Is that
venereal disease?
It's not quite right?
We don't want to be.
Do they mind?
No. Oh, they probably have thought about that though extensively.
Okay, well,
shall we get to our main thing?
Yeah, so the main thing, there's 2 of them. We have fish bowls here. Someday you might see a picture on our non-existent Instagram. We have 2 fish bowls. One has just random topics that we think of throughout the week or whatever and throw them in. One has reoccurring games, which is not really games, they're just whatever. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. We're going to pick some topics. I don't know which is which. Alicia does all of this part.
Hey, do you want to do this part, though? Because usually I'm the one who picks out...
sure. So what if it's like a really good one, though, and then you just feel like insecure about next time?
Well, they're both of our ideas, so...
Okay, let's see. I'm just saying maybe I just have a naturally better knack for pulling out topics.
Really good topics.
Oh. This one is Brexit.
Okay, so I can kind of actually speak about this now because I was in Scotland.
Oh, right, yeah.
And so, and I will preface this by saying my knowledge of Brexit is very, very limited. I do not fact check anything before starting this conversation.
We literally don't do anything before we start recording, so...
Literally, we don't post anything. We don't... So we don't do any of that. So, but yeah, I was in Scotland. I was staying with some family members. And
we'll come back to that. Sorry, I got distracted by something that happened on our computer a while back. A computer.
Anyways. Yeah, so I was in Scotland, and if you've seen, they do like a geographical map of who voted for Brexit, who voted to stay in the European Union. And like most, if not all of Scotland voted to stay, while a majority of England voted to leave. And they were really, really upset about it. And my uncle, he was talking like, oh, I'm so mad about this. I'm so mad. And
is your uncle English?
He's Scottish.
Okay.
So I would attempt to do a Scottish accent.
I thought you guys just went to Scotland because, like, Scotland, why not?
Yeah. Well, I have family there, so it was like, Scotland, why not? And we happen to have people
that's
there.
Great. Okay.
So,
I was like, man, they just world traveling people on this plain donuts budget. I don't know.
It's a very plain donuts budget. That's why I had to stay with them. But
a plain donut. That's actually a really good idiom now that I think about it.
Budget?
It's got a real plain donuts budget. Yeah. Like, because if you think about it, like, he can't even afford this like the sprinklers or whatever on the... Did I say sprinklers?
Sprinkles.
I don't want a donut with sprinklers unless it's sprinkling some kind of like...
Magic fairy dust. Anyway.
Yeah. So anyway, plain donuts budget. Anyway.
But while I was there, they were out of town when the vote happened, but they had tried to petition to get their votes like mailed in early. Sort of like how we do with our, early voting situation here in the U.S. But they didn't get their things until when I was there, the postman actually dropped off their voting ballots to them. And not that it would have made a difference, but I thought it was just really interesting because I've seen this on the news and now I'm actually seeing it in like real life times. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh wow, there's actually this country over here that I'm only barely coming to, and they have their own like political situation going on, kind of like how we're having. So It was really interesting.
I love our political situation right now.
I love it so much.
Oh, I hate it. And I am not the type who will say, I just think both candidates are the worst. I think that's dumb. Everybody shut up that says that. I'm sorry.
We probably alienated half of our podcast. But, one of my friends actually said something really funny about our presidential nominees, and she compared them to types of cheese. And so Donald Trump was compared to American cheese, very processed, very plasticky, whatever. And Hillary Clinton was compared to blue cheese, crumbly, very aged, filled with mold. I'm like, that's actually, I kind of like comparing candidates to cheeses. Because then, who's Gouda? Who's Brie? What's a Swiss? What's Swiss cheese look like?
I guess, that's kind of interesting. Sure.
Yeah.
Down with that.
Ted Cruz look like this Zodiac killer cheese.
What kind of cheese is Zodiac killer cheese?
That was my favorite, just bizarre thing that came out of this election so far is just Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer. I don't know.
I love that.
I don't know where it came from or why, but
are you as sad as me that Pepe became racist?
I am sad about ultra rare Pepe.
Okay,
memes.
But we have at work we use this program called Hip Chat. Shout out to Hip Chat and Atlassian. We're looking for sponsors. No, so we use Hip Chat, and they have all these little emoji that you can put into your chats or whatever. One of them they had feels good man and feels bad man, and it was pictures of Pepe, and that's what it always was until recently when they changed it very cleverly to pictures of John Goodman.
Oh.
Feels good, man.
Very clever on their part.
Yeah, I know. I was like, oh, that's really good. Whoever works there is smart.
Yeah. They must be on the internet a lot. So good for them for, doing that.
Yeah. I mean...
I'm also sad for Pepe.
Yeah. And then apparently the creator of Pepe made some, comic that it's how he doesn't...
Creator of Pepe.
Yeah.
What does this person look like?
I don't know.
Really quick.
He made a comment.
Creator of Pepe. Let's see.
If you don't know, and you may not, sure. Me and Alicia are really good at the internet, and so
we're real good.
We have a plain donuts budget, but we have a Maple bar's worth of internet knowledge.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense at all.
It's nice.
The cheese metaphor is way better than the donuts metaphor, I think.
We're a nice smoked aged cheddar.
We're a smoked aged... Ooh,
yeah,
it's very refined.
It's nice. You would definitely put us on
Isn't it funny how
crackers.
How cheese is all just kind of to some degree, it's all roughly the same.
Yeah.
Less the same than different kinds of coffee, but still all the same, roughly. But when you think about different kinds of cheeses, you think of their flavors really easily. You say, ooh, smoked aged cheddar, and you're like, oh, that flavor. Yeah. You say Gouda, the Gouda flavor or whatever. And so I think that's really interesting. I'm not getting to any good jokes with this, but I just think that's fun. That's good.
Hey, you should tweet us your favorite cheeses, and we'll read them out.
Jesus, Lord and Savior of the cheeses.
I'm sure there's a t-shirt that says that out there somewhere.
I'm sure. I think I've looked up.
Steve probably owned it at one time.
That seems likely. That does seem likely. My wife has a confession for our Plain Donuts post. It was, your dinner is ready.
I really like Steve's wife a lot.
She's
really
wonderful. Great. She's down there making me dinner, and I'm up here podcasting because she's done earlier than us because we got started late because we were dilly-dallying, making really weird intros and stuff. You'll see. You may have already seen some of it. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to... Okay, so Brexit. I don't really have a whole lot more to say about that, other than, now that I think about it, it's funny because like the new prime minister said like, well, Brexit is Brexit. And that was like her thing when she came in. People are like, what are you going to do? Of course, she has to decide what to do about Brexit.
Yeah.
And she just said, Brexit is Brexit. Meaning like the implication being that we decided to leave. We're going to leave the EU.
Yeah.
But like it would be really easy for England's government to just sit and just not ever like go down the path. And the thing is with, I think it's Article 52 or something like that. But the thing is with it, once you've started, you cannot go back.
Yeah.
So basically like you say, we're out, and they're like, fine, you're out. We're done.
Yeah.
This
like,
is not,
get out of here.
We're not that kind of relationship.
You can't sit with us. He didn't wear pink on
and you won't be able to date our daughters.
Yeah.
I don't...
whatever they say over there.
Yeah.
I feel like I should know more phrases, like Scottish phrases.
Yeah, you should.
I do know one.
Okay.
Well, they'll say, that'll be shining bright. And I don't remember what it means. I think it's like, no way. Like, it's something really weird.
Like,
it doesn't make any sense.
Well, that will be shining bright.
Yeah.
Like... That's it. My 3 seconds of good
and the only
accent.
reason I know that is because I watch so much like BBC One Scotland, and they have these really weird like reality shows, and they're not censored, by the way.
Right.
So
on BBC.
Yeah, for any nudity or anything.
Oh, okay.
So we were watching this show called Embarrassing Bodies.
Oh no.
And
okay, great.
This got really off topic from Brexit.
I'm happy.
But,
I like it.
We were watching this show, and it was like some guy comes in, and they'll come in and be like, oh, I have this scar that I'm trying to get rid of, or oh, I'm losing my hair, I'm trying to figure out what to do. And then they have these doctors, they'll come in and they'll actually show the procedures, which is kind of interesting. So a guy comes in, he's like, I found a lump. And like, all right, then drop your trousers. Drops it, and just whang, like on the TV screen. I don't like saying the word penis. I'll say whang. I really should, but I said it. So now we have to put a like PG-13 rating.
You're so brave. You're so brave.
I'm brave to say that word as a woman in 2016. But and I was like, oh my god, I was like not prepared at all for this to be happening on my TV, and so I was with my husband, and he's like, no, and he just says no and changes the channel.
I can just imagine Otto. No,
and just changes immediately, and then so after getting over the initial shock, I'm like, well, I was an art major. I did like still, like I did my drawings.
You've seen a lot of dongers.
I've seen wangs in real life.
This is getting a little blue. Sorry, everybody.
Yeah, but it was just really like shocking to see it suddenly when you're not expecting it, right?
Yeah, of course.
In any circumstance. But I asked him, why'd you change the channel? I'm really curious to know why. And I thought he would say, oh, I don't want you watching that. Or whatever, but he said, I didn't want to see it. Like, what are you talking about?
Wait, so you're telling me this guy thought he found a lump, and he pulled his pants down, and then on the television, you were going to see a bit of spotted dick? Sorry.
That was really good.
Hashtag English puns.
That was pretty good.
Thanks, man. Thanks.
Thanks, BBC One Scotland, for Embarrassing Bodies.
And for that really, really sweet pun. We made it.
We've done it. We've broken the barrier.
I wonder, honestly, how, so I have some family that's kind of, skittish about language.
Yeah.
And I wonder, and they probably don't listen to this podcast. That's okay.
Yeah.
I wonder if, that is such a line, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm kind of, really grossly referring to the human anatomy, but also talking about an actual English dish of food. Yeah. And
wouldn't it be amazing if when he pulled out his pants, he actually had...
Spotted dick? Like the food.
Like the food.
Yeah.
He just, pulled it out, here it is. Wow, what a twist. This is, what kind of TV show is this?
This BBC reality show is off the rails.
Really weird. Anyways,
that's amazing.
That was like quite the story off of Brexit.
Oh, guys, I did not know Brexit would be so blue. Oh, geez.
It's your co-host Alicia here with Your Plain Donuts. Just wanted to give a shout out to all of our listeners. Thank you so much for sticking around and downloading the podcast and listening. We appreciate you. If you want to learn more and, see when we're going to do shout outs or, confessions or anything, you can check us out on Facebook. You can just search for Plain Donuts on Facebook and on Twitter. We're on Twitter at Your Plain Donuts. That's YOUR Plain Donuts. So, yeah, thanks for listening. And subscribe wherever you get your awesome podcasts.
Okay, so my brother-in-law, Christopher, who is like one of my favorite people. I like this guy a lot. Shout out to Christopher because I know he's listening. He loves our show. It's so great. It makes me feel so happy, and really grateful, honestly. But
I hope he still listens after this conversation.
He said for October, which it currently is. We're right inside there.
In the thick of it.
He said, "Can we hear your moment when you both were most scared?" Oh. So think about that for a second, and I'll check and see if there's anything else. I feel bad that my dinner's ready. I'm like, I feel sad that you're not seeing that I can't come get it yet. Because I am constantly in a state of guilt. And that's my thing.
And that's just Steve's thing.
I'm trying to think. Okay, so I can tell you that I used to live in Moab, Utah, which is it's really southern, but
southern. But not like southern.
It's just southern Utah,
it's just south for us.
Yeah. And there's lots of red rocks there, and it's always hot in the summer and whatever. But have you ever been to a haunted house that was literally just in a person's house?
I've actually never been to a haunted house because I'm a wimp. I get scared super easily.
Well, when I was really little, probably first or second grade.
That is really little.
We would go, Moab didn't have a whole lot of, at that time, I don't know if it does now, but at that time it didn't have a whole lot of, really great attractions or whatever, other than, the Red Rocks. Yeah. It's always been kind of a big tourist town because a lot of people would go hike and bike and stuff. But they didn't do any formal haunted houses or whatever. So if you wanted to go to that, it would be in someone's house. So we went down to this trailer park one time, and there was a haunted house in this trailer park. And just in one trailer, and I just remember being so terrified.
It was not just a regular trailer that you wanted.
I'm not sure. It could have been a murder trailer.
Sorry, I know trailer parks are actually pretty nice now, so... Unless it was this one. That was just very scary.
It wasn't very nice that I remember, but it was, really terrifying. Whoever put together that haunted house in Moab, really good job. But also, the chainsaw and stuff might have been unnecessary for a 9-year-old. I'm just saying. Anyway, I was really terrified in that particular haunted house. I wonder, though, about maybe... There was a time when I was hanging out. I liked a girl, and so I was hanging out with her and her friends a lot, and we went to this haunted house. This is when I was probably 20 years old, maybe, before I started dating my wife. We went to this house that was supposedly haunted. It was this abandoned house up by Highway 89, and
definitely some haunted.
Yeah,
paranormal activity.
Yeah, for sure. You guys. The long distance of you definitely know where Highway 89 is. It sounds kind of scary, actually. Highway 89.
By Highway 89.
Anyway, so we went there, and it was really not very scary at all. Not at all. And the people, I'm a Christian. I think we've talked about this, probably not. But the people that I was with were not. And they kept being well, nothing's happening because there's a Christian here.
I love that you were the deterrent. They believed in you enough that the ghost, or they assumed that the ghost would.
I don't. It was just really funny.
The logic behind that is really funny to me because apparently the spirit, the paranormal being, respected your Christianity enough to not show up and scare everyone.
They're like,
else.
"Woo, just kidding, Christians are here."
I can tell by his t-shirt.
That's
sorry,
great.
I keep poking fun at Steve's t-shirts.
I should have just been like, Grant from Ghost Hunters is a Christian, but I...
Look at my sweet ghost hunter Christian facts that I know.
But I didn't know that fact at the time, so I couldn't say it. That's
funny.
Like, actually, like, terrified, though. I don't have any, like, real-life experience where I'm, like, in a war or something and, like, scared for my life. I don't remember, like, ever being, like, really genuinely scared. Like, even at that haunted house when I was a kid, I kind of knew, like, obviously
like, it's not
these
real.
people aren't going to hurt me. But on purpose.
Yeah. Oh, crap, we punched this 9-year-old on accident. We just thought he was a really mature 12-year-old. Or a really immature 12-year-old? I don't know.
I guess it would be really immature 12-year-old, yeah.
A really short one.
What about you?
I can think of something, and it's not Halloween related, but it was a time when I was really scared, and I did a really stupid thing. So, I was walking around in Sunset, Utah. For those of you, shout out for those who live in Sunset, Utah. Very interesting area of town. Meth. That's all I'll say.
Oh, right. Sunset.
I did not do meth, but there was.
I was trying to think of where Sunset was. Yeah. I kept thinking of Far West. I don't know why I was thinking. Probably because of the on the end. Because of Sunset, Far West. Anyway, I was trying to think of where Sunset was, and I know exactly where it is. And yes, it's very methy up there.
Very methy.
I mean, if you live in Sunset, you probably don't do meth, but you probably know somebody who does.
Your neighbor does it. So
yeah,
that's just kind of the neighborhood. So I was walking around in Sunset. I think it was in high school. I was probably 16, 17 at the time. And I was walking to, there's like a 7-Eleven down the street. And I don't remember why. I think it was at a friend's house or something. I don't know. So I'm walking down the street and I think it's summertime. It's pretty hot outside, but, whatever. It's not bothering me. And this lady in this white van pulls up. And so she's like, hey, where are you going? I'm like, I'm just going up like 2 blocks up that way. No big deal. She's like, well, it's kind of, you're like a younger girl walking alone in Sunset. Do you want me to give you a ride? And I was like, oh, no, that's okay. It's like only a couple blocks. Like, no, really, like, I really insist. Like, let me just give you a ride up to 7-Eleven where you're going. It was fine. And you would think that a person in the situation would logically say, this person is really interested in getting me to get in their car. I probably shouldn't get in their car. But I was like, yeah, sure, I'll get in your car. And this white van, right? The windows in the back of the van are, like, blocked off. It's totally stupid. But that's not the scariest part.
Like, but we just have to stop here. I'm not forgiving you for this. That was really dumb.
That was really stupid.
Okay, going on.
Sorry, Mom and Dad. That's probably, like, the thing you do not want to hear me talk about. But, so I get in this van. She's like, oh, put your seatbelt on. I'm like, yeah, okay. So we're driving. We're chatting. Her van is, like, full of just stuff. Just, like, a ton of crap. I can't really see into the back of it. And, we're just driving along. We're just having a casual conversation. I don't even remember what it was. And we get to the 7-Eleven. And she stops, and she kind of pulls around. And I'm like, oh, she actually, like, oh, I really did make a stupid decision. She's not going to stop. But then she kind of, like, maneuvers, like, makes the U-turn and stops in front. And I get out. And she looks at me, and this is, like, the most terrified I've ever been. She said, you shouldn't have gotten in my van. And she closed the door and drove away. I'm like, what just happened? What do you mean I shouldn't have gotten in your van? Like, what are you talking about? So, I don't know.
That's the end?
That's the end of the story. Because
I'm kind of terrified right now.
Like, the whole, like, leading up to, oh, stupid, I shouldn't have gotten in the van. And she told me at the end I shouldn't have gotten in the van, which was so...
Did she say, like... Because I could see how, like, you're a young girl. You shouldn't have gotten in my van.
Yeah.
Or I could see how it's like, you shouldn't have gotten in my van.
Yeah.
You know? Like,
the emphasis. But she just looked at me and, like, her face was just like, you shouldn't have gotten in my van. And like just deadpan. Just totally deadpan. And she didn't say anything else. She just closed the door. Like, I didn't close it. She closed it from, like, the inside. And then, like, the passenger side door, she reaches over and closes it and then just drives away. So, you know how they talk about, like, serial killers sometimes have accomplices?
Yeah.
Or whatever that, like, will help stalk out and actually help capture other people? I'm like, well, could that have been me? Like, I could have died! Like, and so I'm, like, researching, like, all these crazy things, you know.
Yes.
So that was, like... Getting in the van was not scary, driving was not scary, but, like, that one line before she left was the most terrified I've ever been in my entire life. So
maybe, like, while you were in there, she was like, oh, this girl's not as white as I thought.
Whoa, the
chair fell down!
From Steve's chair.
Did it break? No.
Oh, it just folded. I got really excited and just, like, messed up the chair. Oh, it's because I didn't pull it
Does it lock?
Properly.
Just doing some chair maintenance. Don't worry, guys.
We're gonna play a little break here as I fix my chair.
You shouldn't have gotten my van. Really, like, that's the thing that Henry VIII could have said to a lot of his wives. Like, you shouldn't have gotten in my van.
Yeah. Like, oh my gosh.
Henry, what are these swords doing in here?
Why do you have that pistol? I don't know if they have a pistol.
I don't know. I think Henry VIII was, like, before pistols. Okay. I don't know for sure, though.
Like, even flintlock.
Not very good at history in this particular part of the world, in that particular
really
part of history.
History buffs.
I know. Like, all the history buffs are gonna just...
Can't listen to this podcast anymore. It's terrible.
You know, it's funny because, like, I definitely know people who are very particular about certain things, right? And me, I'm pretty casual about, like, basically everything. Except like work, like... If somebody says something that's really wrong about, like, code or some language or something, part of me is like, I have to tell them that they're wrong. You know, like,
I must correct them.
I have grown up in the early millennial generation. I'm an old millennial, and so I somehow came out into adulthood with that filter where I cannot tell them they're wrong. But I know that some people on the internet today just would
really love to say that we're wrong.
I know. I would love to hear it too. Please, anything you have to say.
But be really nice, because I'm a little sensitive.
I'm not. I was telling my friend today, like if you're in my life and we're friends, or I want to be friends with you and you're, like, really harshly mean to me, that hurts me a lot. But if you're just some random stranger, like, or even just somebody who's, like, vaguely, like, if you have one mutual friend with me on Facebook or whatever, and you come on and be like, you're just a dumb idiot, I'm like,
Henry VIII, is that you?
How can I take this with any seriousness?
Yeah.
Like, how could I care what you have to say?
I'm the type of person that it, like, really gives me anxiety if someone doesn't like me, even if I have no idea who they are.
Really?
I'm just, like, I'll think about it, like, at night when I'm sitting in bed. Sometimes, like, oh, I accidentally looked at that person and maybe I said something in the wrong tone. I really hope I didn't hurt their feelings.
Well, it's kind of different in real life too. Yeah. Like, even if I met a stranger on the street and, like, had an interaction with them that didn't turn out as well as, you know, as comfortable for everybody, maybe because I'm a real creeper. No, that doesn't happen. No. But if it just turns out where it's like, maybe they thought I was rude or whatever, I will think about that later and be like, I wish I could apologize. But it's too late.
It's odd because the one exception I have to that is catcalling. Like, if someone catcalls me.
Oh, yeah.
My most interesting catcalling experience was when I was walking past a Wendy's and someone in the drive-thru was trying to get me to come over to them. I was like, I gotta go. Like, I don't have time to come and talk to you about whatever. I don't know what you're cooking in that hamburger bag. I don't know, whatever. I don't have time to deal with that nonsense. Like, you know, it's just like, cool, thanks. Nice butt. Thanks, dude. That's probably not the best way to communicate that. Sorry.
Yeah. This is not how you start out the conversation.
I mean, thanks, but...
Okay, so...
These aren't my best genes, you know? Like, I could have a much better looking butt.
So, two things. Maybe, and we only have to get to one. I don't really care. But the first thing is, when I was in high school, I worked at a Subway, and I would work the drive-thru. We had a drive-thru in our Subway because it was like a standalone building even, and like it was like a late Saturday night or even like probably more like a weeknight, and we were next to a burger place, and the drive-thru was empty, so I like cranked up the volume on my microphone, and I just started being like, "Hey, how you guys doing down there?" You know, and like, and I think somebody from the restaurant like below us complained like, "You can't do that. You're distracting our customers." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm trying to sell some sandwiches. I am a sandwich artist.
I'm a sandwich maverick. Okay, you can't keep me locked up in here. I must create."
That was a weird job.
That's like my favorite title, I think, of any like fast food.
Yeah,
like, you're not like an associate or a partner. You're an artist.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Whoa.
I saw somebody online say, like, what's inside is the real art. They were, like, joking along with the idea of the sandwich artist, and I just thought of, like, opening up the sandwich and, like, somebody drew a smiley face with mustard and art, you know?
Yeah.
So,
it's very, like, postmodern, found objects kind of contemporary stuff, you know?
Yeah, you're, like, drawing the face with the mustard, and you're like, it doesn't matter. If anyone ever sees it. You're like,
I've seen it. The real art is inside me.
The other thing is about catcalling, like, what? Like, I don't understand how in any world you could think that, like, maybe it's because, like, men think that women are like men or something, and I think generally that's not true. Like, if you went up to a guy and you're like, dude, your body's so hot, like, and you're a girl and he's straight and, like, all the things line up, he might be like, oh thank you very much.
Yeah.
But, like, for the opposite to happen, like, I don't think most women, and I'd hate to generalize, but I don't think most women are like, yes, please compliment me on the way I look first off, because that's the thing that I care that you like.
Yeah.
I don't understand it. Like,
yeah, it's kind of like it's more like it's so unwanted, you know. Like, I've been at places where, you know, like at a coffee shop, and I have my headphones in, and some random dude comes over and is like telling me like, "Oh, take your headphones off," you know.
Oh,
and you're
no.
like, okay, and you're like, "Is something wrong? Like, you need something?" And they're like, "Hey, you know, my name's Joseph," or whatever. I don't know. Sorry if your name's Joseph and you're not a douchebag. But it's
sorry if your name is Joseph and you're not a douchebag. Yeah. This particular Joseph indeed was
a douchebag. Just like, why are you, you know? Oh,
my wife is vacuuming.
Can you hear that in our podcast?
Hold on. Yeah, it's there.
It's there. What is that? Like a...
It's probably an A.
Yeah.
Honestly, like most things in the world, like if you hear electricity and lights, I think it hums at an A.
Oh, it just changed pitch. Like a half step.
Okay, all right. This is really weird to talk about on a podcast.
Should we choose another topic?
No. Yes, we're done. Are we done with catcalling? Oh, I had one other thing. My friend, speaking of people just like walking up to you in weird places, she was like sitting alone at a restaurant eating pizza or something, just by herself, and like looking at Facebook. And like some guy came and sat down next to her and was like, so you like Facebook, huh? And it's just like, what? Who responds well to these advances? I don't understand.
That has happened to me once, and I was just so confused because I was at Zupa's and I was eating soup, and this dude who worked at Zupa's, and I think he was on break, came over and sat with me.
Oh, no.
And I just had to have this really awkward, like, one-sided conversation while I'm, like, nodding and eating my soup and trying to eat as fast as possible so I could get out of Zupa's. I just want to eat soup, you know? Like, it's comfort. Yep, that's interesting, yeah.
Just really pounding it down.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
It was just so awkward. And the thing was, I was engaged at the time.
Oh,
so I have a ring on. And then he asks me, so is that ring just jewelry or are you with someone?
Oh my gosh.
I was like, oh my gosh. Like, yeah, I'm kind of engaged, like, a lot. Like, I'm very engaged.
I'm very engaged to another human man who's way bigger than you, and actually I have seen hit somebody really hard with a fake sword before. So
he will beat the crap out of you with a fake sword. That's for another time. I can share that story. But,
So, yeah, really good. Let's choose another topic, though, because this is very cringy. Everything is very cringy. I just want some girl, and I'm sure some girl has out in the world, somebody to come do this, and for her to be like, I'm pretty, right? This happens to me all the time. You're not special. I don't care for your attention. Why are you here? We're not friends. Maybe you could have started a little differently, but now it'll never go anywhere.
Like, and it's weird because that you have like these, I don't know, like apologists that come on and say, no, girls like the attention. They like compliments. My gosh. It's like, no, bad.
Which ones do? Like the only ones I can imagine, and I'm sorry if you're this person, but the only ones I can imagine are like probably very damaged in some way, right? Like if you just like some rando coming up to you and being like, "Hey girl, I like your body," like that's a little bit weird.
And that's like putting it very mildly too, because a lot of compliments are. And, you know, I already said words, so, like, hey, girl, nice tits. It's like, what the hell? Like, what?
Why?
I'm not responding positively to that.
Yeah.
Like,
and that's just so weird, like...
Because I wish there was, like, a male equivalent, but there really
I don't think there is.
So, I don't know. And so...
Which is really unfortunate, right? Society should have, like, equal parts... male discomfort to female discomfort, but I just can't imagine I'm sure there are guys who you could walk up to and be like, hey, like that butt in those jeans or whatever, and they'd be like, I'm a very awkward person. But most straight males, if you said that, would be like, that's a really great compliment to get from an actual girl. This is cool, you know?
Great. This is a great day. Yeah.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Anyways, this is way too political. Brexit. Oh, you got it. You got it.
So, actually, this is a good transition because I picked awkward celebrity crushes.
Oh yes, we talked about this.
This a little bit before, but I wanted to save my good one.
Oh, okay, great. You have better ones because you mentioned one.
Oh yeah.
Was it Cumberbatch?
Actually, no, I'm not a Cumber.
Oh,
what do they call them?
I don't know if they call them very nice things.
They don't call themselves very nice things, which is, you know, if you're a fan, if you're a Cumber person.
Yes.
Which we won't
try to keep the cussing down around here.
Gender you. You know, there's that. I had the biggest crush on Conan O'Brien. The biggest crush. I don't know what it is.
Wait.
I think I just really like people who are really funny, and that's like attractive to me. But his hair and his like crazy personality. He's tall. He's actually like really built. The only reason I know is because he did a skit with what's her name? Not Amy Schumer.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Anyways, unimportant. But he did the skit where he was like shirtless, or he was naked in the shower. I'm like, okay, like yeah, I could. Chelsea Handler.
That's right.
It was Conan O'Brien and Chelsea Handler. They were in the shower naked together. I was like, oh, he's got like pecs and abs and stuff. Like this is really weird. Like I don't know. I feel like what is this feeling?
Sort of like when Chris Pratt got like a hot body to be a star on.
Yeah. It's really funny because I thought he was attractive before all that, but I think
Chris
it was
Pratt?
Yeah, I think it was just like he's a really funny person. And
yeah, so you were like, I like that guy. That's my kind of guy.
Yeah, that's my kind of guy. So it's just like the really uncomfortable, awkward, funny people. But
so are you telling me that like if Louis C.K. got like ripped, you'd be like, oh my gosh, he's
Louis
the best.
C.K., yeah.
I love your balding head and your sweet pecs, my man.
Sweet pecs.
And Louis C.K. would be like, don't objectify me.
Like, I'm sorry, Louis C.K. Yeah, I don't know if I have like a more awkward celebrity crush. That's like one of my more I mean, and he's not a bad-looking person. Conan O'Brien's not, like... He's unconventional.
Yeah.
I'll say he's an unconventional-looking person.
But not bad.
Bad-looking.
No.
So.
Well, you don't get to be on TV if you're, like, straight-up bad-looking.
Yeah.
Unless you're, like... Well, even, like, Gilbert Gottfried is, like... if you disconnect him from his voice, he's kind of just, like, a normal-looking guy.
Speaking of that, totally off subject.
Ugly or anything.
But... A friend and I were talking about, also, like, because you always hear, like, Benedict Cumberbatch, Morgan Freeman, like, narrating nature documentaries.
Yeah.
I mean, what if Gilbert Gottfried...
It would be amazing.
narrated a nature I would watch that instantly. I would go online. I would leave right now and go watch that instantly.
There is a recording out there of Gilbert Gottfried reading 50 Shades of Grey.
Oh my God.
Just, if you want, look it up.
Yeah, we won't link to it. You gotta find that yourself.
Yeah, you gotta hook yourself up with that, my friends. I'm not gonna spoil my Google history. Yeah, so my awkward celebrity crushes, if you want to know.
I am very curious.
I think I told you, like, the most awkward ones. Like, I have to couch this one a lot because I wouldn't say it's actually like a crush in the sort of like
conventional sense.
This is my kind of person, but like I guess they call it a man crush. I don't know. It's kind of a weird, dumb name for it, but I've always really, really liked Brad Pitt. Like everything he's ever been in, when he and even in Snatch when he was like not wearing a shirt and was like really ripped and tattooed, I was like, that guy looks awesome. Like,
yeah.
I was like, I'm really into this. Yeah. Not like that though.
I don't know. Like sometimes when I see like a female celebrity, and I'm like, yeah, they look really good. Like, that's awesome. Like, I like that. When someone's just like very well put together and got it going on. They just got it going on. It doesn't matter what gender you are.
It's weird how ageless Brad Pitt is too. But anyway, this is all a little too much for me. No, and also, so the one that my wife gets really mad at me about, and I don't know why she gets so mad. Like, we were looking at movies. It has to have been a long time ago, before we were married, because I feel like I remember it being in like a Blockbuster or something.
Oh man, Blockbuster.
Right, yeah. So, and I saw a Maggie Gyllenhaal movie, and I was like, oh, I like Maggie Gyllenhaal. And she was like, you do? And like, she got so offended by the whole thing. And like, and then, so then she kind of makes fun of me for it now. So we watched like Stranger Than Fiction, and she was like, do you like this movie, Steve?
So, do you like this movie, Steve? You like Maggie Gyllenhaal, Steve?
It's pretty funny.
Oh, man.
I don't know.
That's funny.
I'm not a big... Like, I tend to not think of people in that way very much at all. Like, especially people that I don't know. I don't know. I'm very self-centered, I guess, because I'm just always too lost in my own crap to be like, ooh, look at that lovely celebrity. Like... But yeah, those are. I don't think I have really any others. Maybe when I was a teenager, I really liked Melissa Joan Hart from.
She's cute though.
From Firstly, Clarissa Explains It All. Yeah. And if you don't know about Clarissa Explains It All, you can get out of my house.
Yeah, she's good in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yeah,
Harvey Sabrina, he's good. I like that.
The cat.
That's What was the cat's name?
I don't know. Not Harvey, I guess.
No, Harvey's like her boyfriend or whatever, like on again, off again situation.
Okay. All right. Sorry, just looking at time.
Just checking the time.
Because I think we're close. Oh yeah, we're kind of over.
We're kind of over it. Hey, so I guess this is the end of this episode.
Yeah, it's really weird because we don't usually end this early, but Alicia's got a cold and she's like, I think I can only go for a little while. Is that okay? And I was like, are you kidding me? It's totally fine.
Yeah. And then Steve apologized for some reason. I'm like, why are you apologizing?
I don't know. It's just me, man. It's
just this thing. But
so anyway, we hope this episode was great for you. All of the recurring characters are here. My apologies. and everything, we're here.
And my awkward, like, breathy laugh, which I've noticed a lot, like...
You've noticed your own laughter on our podcast.
Yeah, I'm like, this is just really ugh. I feel like my laugh is so cringy, like, to listen to.
I tend to laugh like a big guffaw. Like, I'll be like, just this ridiculous laugh. I don't know. And that was really loud too. Oh man, I'm gonna have to like look at our.
Oh
peaks.
my gosh, we're peaking.
Crazy.
We're doing some serious peaks. Anyways, I guess all that to say, thanks for listening. And tune in next time. Check us out on Twitter at Your Plain Donuts, YOUR Plain Donuts, and on Facebook, just Plain Donuts.
Regular plain donuts.
No possessive.
And that's just the normal kind of plain too. PLAIN. Just plain. Just
not like
plain,
airplane.
Plain donuts.
Or planing.
Yeah, great.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.